The parenting years don't stand still for long. Your child is changing, your family, the world, and you yourself are changing too. To effectively parent at every stage, your parenting relationship needs to adapt and develop with the change.
There is a cycle we go through when we are moving through a season of change. It takes hard work to walk this cycle well, but you can. The cycle goes like this: stability, change, disorientation, reorientation, and then back to stability. Let's explain those in a little more detail.
When you're in a season of stability, it feels normal. You know what to expect and you're oriented to that rhythm. A lot just happens without really thinking about it much. Then change comes and you start to feel disorientated. Things aren't what they were and feel all of a sudden unpredictable. You may feel ill-equipped and unsure as you face new challenges and decisions. The way your child reacts, talks, and behaves can catch you off guard, and things can seem out of character for them.
The disorientation phase can be difficult, but as you lean into this phase and begin to adapt, adjust, and choose to shape a new normal, it leads to you becoming reorientated, and then you enter stability again, and then the cycle repeats.
There's too much to unpack in a few short minutes to outline everything that is important about your relationship with your child over these school years and how this cycle plays out. But let's look at 4 key principles to guide us through these cycles of change.
Conversation. Now your child knows how to talk. They probably talk non-stop. No doubt you'll laugh over their thoughts and their use of language, but they will have genuine, interesting ideas and wonderings.
And listen often as you're able. Be genuinely interested in your child's day, in their friendships, in their teachers' funny habits. Pay attention to what they celebrate and what they find challenging.
Talk often as they give you space. Share your life, what you're learning, your celebrations, and where appropriate, small insights into your challenges. Be natural and honest as you share spiritual conversations of what God is doing in your life. Model to them healthy ways of dealing with conflict and speaking respectfully about others in your home.
Encourage the questions to keep coming, even though it can feel relentless and a bit disorientating. This gives them the skills to keep asking questions long after they stop asking you for the answers. Be prepared for the curly questions, the scary questions, and the mundane figuring out of life questions. And if you feel caught off guard, tell them that's a good question and you'd love to revisit it with them tomorrow once you've thought about it some more.
Keep listening and keep talking, all while you set, evaluate, and reset expectations for your communication. When your child transitions to the teen years, the goal is to be a safe listening ear they trust.
And love. Your child needs to know you love them, deeply love them. It can be easy to show children you love what they do or how they behave and what they achieve. It's harder to show you love them, the core of who they are, regardless of the rest. This is a battle worth fighting every day.
We briefly covered this idea in the snapshot of development section, but it's worth repeating as it's essential to grasp. We were created for community, and in the fabric of who God designed us to be is a longing to be loved. We are desperate for it. Only God can truly love us unconditionally, but there is an incredibly special connection that a parent can have with a child, and that comes about as close to unconditional love as humanly possible.
There are many ways you can communicate love to your child, but sometimes it takes intentionality to figure out how they best receive it. For some children, your words speak the loudest, for some your embrace, and for others it is spent time doing something they enjoy. Maybe for your child, they feel most loved with a little gift that communicates that you know their very heart and interests. Your child will best receive the love you give them in one or two of these ways. This may be different or the same to how you naturally feel loved. And while the mode of receiving love may stay the same, the practical outworking may need to adapt. Again, it will feel disorientating, but it's worth it to keep hitting that sweet spot for your child as they grow. This is also a good time to take stock of whether you are speaking your spouse's love language correctly too.
Be a parent. At this stage in life, we are not our child's friend. While you have school-aged children, there are emotional aspects of parenting, but there are also functional aspects of parenting. It's when the emotional role is elevated above the functional role that the relationship is blurred into friendship. Children need the functional role to keep them physically safe and emotionally healthy. This also helps them build resilience, values, and boundaries. Your child can find other friends, but needs you to fulfill the role and responsibility you have as their parent.
This might be hitting close to home for some of you, and if you are feeling lonely and in the need of friendship, don't put that burden on your child. It's not theirs to carry. Reach out to your pastor or life group leader, be brave and vulnerable, and tell them you're in need of a friend. The friendship stage with your children comes much later in life.
While we want to maintain the right relational boundaries with our kids, we need to remember that we are not God. But as parents, it is hard not to compete with God and want to be everything for our child. Rather than pointing them to their Heavenly Father, we try to be the hero ourselves.
What your child needs is a parent who knows that what's best for them is God and His sovereign plan. Parents can rest in the fact that there is a limit to their capacity and level of influence. Though sometimes a little scary, especially for those who like to be in control, it is wiser and more fruitful to do everything we can to point our child to Jesus and to trust Him to work out His plan in their life.
Be present. When you have very young children, you have what is called positional influence over them. Because of your position as an adult and parent, they mostly do what you want and largely reflect your values without much fuss. As your child ages, you will see this positional influence decrease to almost nothing. This is incredibly disorientating and is where a second type of influence is important.
Relational influence. When your child is born, you have zero relational influence. Unlike positional influence that you inherently have, relational influence is built. As one decreases, the other increases. And at the end of the school years, when your child is between 11 and 13 years old, these lines of influence intersect and your relationship, rather than your position, becomes the driver. Relational influence is built through years of meals and holidays, games, walks, countless hours of conversations at home and while driving, coaching teams, and just being involved and interested in their lives.
Then in the teenage years, when you are speaking into a situation, cautioning or encouraging your child in a decision to be made, they will know you have their best interests at heart and will trust you because your relational influence carries weight.
As your child grows, you will go through the disorientation cycle repeatedly. There will be times you think, ugh, not this again. But the truth is, you'll need to adapt to the cycle because once you nail parenting a preschooler, you'll need to adapt to parent a 6-year-old, which is different again from parenting a preteen. Standing strong on a few foundational principles will help you navigate and adapt to parent effectively and cultivate continued connection amidst all the change you and your child experience through this time.